Unfortunately, budgeting is hard, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. Budgeting is basically taking control of your money. So ultimately, you have to get a very strong understanding of how much money that you have coming in, your income. And so then that gives you the chance to kind of reevaluate, especially now that we're at the beginning of the year. What's your income, and is it where you want it or need it to be? After you take that net income level that you're bringing home every month, that's after your 401k contributions, that's after taxes, that's after insurance, and all those other miscellaneous expenses that come out of your check. So what is that net number? And then from that net number, you need to then go through what are your fixed expenses. So that's your rent, that's your phone bill, that's your utilities, that is student loans or credit card payments or other debt obligations that you have to pay. And then you want to look at your variable expenses. So that's things that you could potentially live without. So like your entertainment budget, or the charges that you make for shopping for new clothes, or going out for drinks with your friends. So some of those variable type expenses are obviously things that you could live without, and at the end of your budget, if there's not enough money left over, or if you're not saving as much, you need to go back and then look and see how you can cut out some of these variable expenses. And then finally, that leaves you with the net number of what you have left over. That's ultimately your savings or your emergency fund. I always recommend that you have at least $1,000 in your checking account for emergency expenses. Obviously, it would be much better if you could have 3 to 6 months of all of your expenses. And now that you've got a good idea of what are you spending each month, you're able to then calculate what does your emergency fund really need to be. I know there's so many different types of online services like Mint or whatnot that will help do this for you, but ultimately what I found was that I wasn't keeping myself accountable to continually update some of the things time in and time out, like with those apps. So pen and paper I felt like was the best way for me to go through and do this and get a really good accounting level of my budget. This also is potentially a good thing for you to go to your employer and talk about potentially getting a raise.
You gave me a raise, thank you. I can't believe this.
After you come down to your net number of what you have left over, if that's not where you want it to be, then ultimately you've got 2 or 3 opportunities. 1, make more money with your current job. 2, get another job where you make more money or some sort of side hustle. Or 3, cut out expenses. So ultimately, I know this ties into some of my other videos about how much should you save for retirement, how much should you be contributing to different retirement accounts, but ultimately getting a really strong grasp of your budget and your financial situation is the best way to start creating independence and creating wealth, in my opinion. And like always, if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel, I would be very humbled by that. Thanks again for tuning in, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Happy New Year.